Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Andre here, xenomorph.com. Today, as you can see, for Gladiator version on the review table. This is a one scale product by Hot Toys, and it's the second product in their Thor Ragnarok line. And as you obviously can see, this is a shortcut hair version of Thor, which we saw him in the movie in this second and third act, I think, where he started out fighting the Hulk in this gladiator battle arena. Alright, let's get this video review done, and I start out with the box first. So the box of course has the movie logo on it, and it has a nice print of Thor himself, and I definitely like the color style that they used here with these purples and the reflective blue font here. So overall it totally suits to the tone of the movie, which was, if you ask me, one of the better Marvel movies in the past years. It has a really great mix between action and comedic elements, and some nice character scenes in there. But yeah, all that, this is the deluxe version. You got some additional stuff, so let's get straight to the accessories next. Alright, here we go with the full figure, and let's go straight for the accessories, which we have quite a lot of it. So this is the deluxe version, which costs about $260 US. At Sideshow Collectibles, it's about $15 more than the normal version. So here's the shield, which is attached like this. So this is one of the left hands that you just put in there. Nicely painted, as you can see, with some cool markings on it. This is in the normal version. Also in the normal version you get the mace, nicely painted in these reds and battle damage on it, as you can see. Then also in the normal version you got the shorter swords that he actually extends in the movie when he's taking them out of the sheet, and you can put them here inside. This is totally magnetic, you can just put it on the back. Then of course also in the normal version you got the longer blades, which he has in the second scene during the fight with Hulk, after he's thrown away the shield and the mace. Then these two swords here are only available in the special version, so you pay about $15 more to get these two swords and the plasma rifle here on the right side. These are from the Einherjar Royal Guard. It's the Royal Guard of Asgard. They're like elite forces warrior, and I think the swords are actually used by the zombie warriors in the movie, but then are picked up by Thor to fight Hela. And as I already pointed out, this is it looks like a bit like the Alien's smart gun, and it's basically a Sakaar rifle, and it's this cool mashup between really retro styled parts with these grey flat pieces, some silver pieces, and the cool translucent stuff. So then of course you have different styled hands, and what I really like on this set is that you have one left grabbing hand and one right grabbing hand for all the weapons. So it's only just one sculpt for grabbing all the weapons, which is pretty nice, and you don't have a lot of different hand sculpts. So let's do not forget the helmet, which this time is a rather gladiator styled helmet with these two flaps or wings on the side that you can put up or put down. And to actually mount it to Thor, you have to separate it in two pieces. I will demonstrate this afterwards. So basically it's the second time we've got a Thor helmet in a set, because I think the first version, the initial Thor version, which is really old right now, had only a helmet until now. Oh yeah, and do not forget the Thor Ragnarok base here. Just some nice color artwork going on, and you definitely recognize here also the movie style. So going back up to the head sculpt, so let's have a closer look at this magnificent Chris Hemsworth head sculpt. So let's turn it like this. So if you ask me, pretty decent. It's probably not perfect. I mean, it's a pretty basic and static look, but overall, I mean, I'm definitely digging it, especially all the details in the facial hair. You've got these cuts in the hair sculpt. The tattoo work is phenomenal. And if you go on the back side, you see even more details all around the hair sculpt. So pretty cool. And I will show you a direct comparison with an early Thor version from For the Dark World later on. So I will now show you the process on how to add the helmet to the head sculpt, because I wasn't really sure how to fit this, if it works the same way for the first Loki. I just pull it over, but actually you would not believe, here's an actual gap between these two hair sculpts, and you just lift up the upper part and there we go. And down here is a pretty strong magnet, and now you take your helmet, separate it in two parts. So you put it here on the back side. Alright, that's basically already it. It snaps into place and there we go. Alright, then of course you can lift up these wings to give him in the pose that he has just seconds before the actual action starts. But let's go better for this pose here for the helmet. And I think in general the sizing of the helmet might be a small bit oversized, but I think you won't notice it from a certain difference, and it definitely gets the overall look that you would expect from a Gladiator 4. It's an absolutely cleaned out helmet, so no battle marks on it or anything. Alright, let's go for the body parts. First, add the sheet here on the back side. It's all magnetic, so nice solution by Hot Toys. Now zoom into the actual chest armor. You see all these red markings going on all over this blue starred shoulder pads, the dark chest armor going all the way down on his left arm, and the lower leg sections. So this is pretty sweet detail. Also here we've got this belt buckle going on. So again, Hot Toys, amazing clothing work. There are no doubts on it. They're definitely top-notch quality. And I totally dig this red cape. It's magnificently tailored and weathered all the way. So you see these little cuts here and there. It drapes perfectly. And on this side it's just attached with the leather strap here. But overall it has this really dynamic floating look. So nice. And if we zoom out, you will see that the actual cape uses only about 2/3 of Thor's height, so you have absolutely no blockage of his articulation or poses, and this is perfect to have him in some rather action looking scenes. Then let's do a next close-up on the lower leg. So here you can see on the right side we've got this blue shin guard armor with the red markings on, where on the left side you got just this plastic leather looking guard armor. But it's definitely nice. From a tailoring point of view, this is an absolutely cool product. Alright, next up is the attachment of the shield, which you only use for one blow of Hulk in the movie scene. So basically works like this. You put this left grabbing hand in there and then just push it all in. So that's it. And it holds perfect and gives an even more dynamic look to Thor. So let's try out some more dynamic poses now with the shield attached. So here first try for an action pose with Thor wielding the shield, and on the right arm he's already attached the mace. So you can actually have him stand on its own. You don't have to use the stand. just be a bit careful with the balancing, but this works without any problem. So let's zoom out again. Pretty cool. So and here you can see the inside of the arm. Alright, so let's quickly cover the articulation. Here on the left arm with the shield, it's a bit limited because of all these straps going on. They're thick plastic, but I think it's enough to actually get him into some decent action poses. Here on the right arm it's getting a bit more interesting because you see the full naked arm and how it's actually bended right now. And this is all rubbery arm, and we don't have that good experiences with all rubbery arms in the past few Hot Toys products. I have no idea how this turns out over time, but you can see here, at least for the moment, it doesn't seem to have a lasting effect. So overall for the right arm you've got a quite good range of motion. So you can fully rotate it, can straighten it, can having it downwards facing again. And most of the time with a lot of other bulkier figures you have a hard time actually pushing the arms into the sides of the figure. So there's quite a limitation, you can't get it really closer to the body than this. Then just some words on the legs articulations. So the past 4 versions all had a bit of a loose joints going on in the legs, and I think for this Gladiator version they really worked on this. It's pretty fixed and you have a lot more stability going on, but still you're really limited in terms of the posing of the legs. So the max range you can do with having him posed without a stand would be something like this, I think. So the actual shin guard there on the front right feet doesn't really block something, it's still flexible. So in the second part of the battle scene with Hulk, he catches his 2 blades from the back and extends them to this size. And there was one small detail that I only noticed right now. You see the 2 handles here on the left side and here on the right side. They're actually reimagined exactly like from the movie. So his left sword and his right sword has a different handle. It's a pretty sweet detail. I only noticed this just now when I rewatched the movie scene. So that's basically it here for this pose. So here we go again, Thor without the helmet, because he's actually now after the Hulk battle scene where he escapes with Loki and where they have the scene with the Sakaar plasma rifles. So this is rather a throw-in. I think they only had one promo shot with this rifle attached, and yeah, it's just what it is, a plasma rifle. And you have to think for yourself if it's worth for you to add this $15 to get this rifle and the other 2 Einherjar swords. So let's go for the last and final pose. So here we go, Thor with the Einherjar swords attached, which can good use for recreating the final battle scene. But then of course you have to think that this version of Thor has still 2 eyes, so we don't have the one-eyed version yet. Of course there was the announcement of the Infinity War version, which looks absolutely stunning, but it's not really the final Thor outlook for Ragnarok. But anyways, so I think these 2 swords look pretty nice. Overall you see a lot of details going on with all these rune markings, so definitely a neat throw-in. I personally prefer these 2 items rather than the plasma rifle. So then we have got another action pose with the 2 additional swords, so that way you can see at least how far you can bend these 2 arms. I mean, there's even more range of motion, but you will see that there are some unsightly holes beneath. And what you also can see here is that The left shoulder pad is fully dynamic and can be reposed. This works without a problem. So there you can see. So let's close this video review with a comparison to an older Thor figure by Hot Toys. Here on the left side you've got the light Asgardian 4 version from the movie Thor the Dark World, the second movie, and I think still today this has one of the best looking head sculpts. Now with the new version, I think the new one has definitely a better build quality. Overall it's much sharper, richer in terms of the colorization, and the whole sculpt is a bit more crisp. But it has this just very stable, normal, default look. And here we've got a bit of a slightly opened mouth, which is a nice throw in at that time. I never got the Age of Ultron version, and I also didn't get the Road Worn Warrior version, which would have been a nice comparison actually, but I'm sure there will be other comparisons in other videos on YouTube that you can see. So overall the build quality is definitely better on the Gladiator 4, but if you can have both versions, of course, that's probably the way to go, because here you've got a classic longer haired version of Thor, and here on the right side the short hair Gladiator version, and I think that's quite a nice setup to keep them both in your collection. You see a slight height difference. It's really not noticeable in person. Yeah, overall I think if you can invest about $200 and you don't mind the additional accessories, you just can go for the normal version, and otherwise if you're a hardcore Thor fan, why not to get the deluxe version. And it will be definitely interesting with the Gladiator Hulk, which is coming up in the next few months or weeks. So let's see how this turns out. I actually don't have space anymore for another Hulk, but I will check in and try to get a review done for that if it soon arrives. Alright, thanks for watching guys, see you soon, and bye bye.